be at 0.
Okay, yep, it is.
Okay. So, this is an oral history interview conducted for the Witness to War Serving a Nation project at Nauset Regional High School on Cape Cod, Massachusetts. For the sake of this interview, please state your full name and community in which you now reside.
Andrew Howard Young. I live in Wellfleet, Massachusetts.
Okay. How did you end up in Cape Cod?
This is where I'm from. I was born here.
Okay. So, what was your fondest childhood memory?
A lot of them, really. Nothing specific, just growing up on Cape Cod, doing what I like to do, really.
Okay. Why did you decide to join the military?
9/11, to be honest. I was in the 6th grade, I woke up for school and saw what was going on, and I was never really good at school to begin with, so that's kind of when I decided that I would join the military.
Let's see. What did your family think of your enlisting?
Well, since I was so young when I first decided to, they never really believed me. They just thought it was my excuse to not do great at school. But by the time I graduated and signed the papers and everything, they were a little concerned, I guess, but they supported me.
Okay. And what impact? I can't speak. What impact did your enlisting have on them?
They were a little shooken up when I went overseas. They didn't like me deploying to Afghanistan, but I mean, they stuck it out there and just kind of did what they had to do to get by.
Okay. What was training like?
Training was fun. Even basic training, you know, not knowing what to expect or anything, just learning everything that I've learned is a lot of fun. A lot of hard times out in the field. You know, you're out there living in the woods for a week or two at a time, and you kind of just want to get it done. But it was good training.
What's the question? What did you think of the country you fought in?
Well, I went to Afghanistan twice. Terrible, terrible place.
Oh.
I mean, I didn't really have a choice in it, but if I were to choose, I wouldn't say no. I'd go back and do it again if I had to.
Why did you decide to go in twice? Was it because 9/11 was so terrible you wanted to keep fighting?
No, I just signed up for 5.5 years, my original contract. So once you're in for that period of time, it kind of depends on your unit and how many times they deploy and where they send you and whatnot. I guess I didn't really have a choice in it.
Yeah. This one's a bit more political. You joined because of 9/11. Do you feel like the Patriot Act was the proper response to that tragedy?
No. Not necessarily. I mean, we did what we had to do, you know?
Okay. Did you do anything that you now regret in the military?
No, not one day of it.
Okay. What was your describe to me your scariest memory serving?
It happens so fast, it doesn't really, you know, you don't have time to be scared. You just stick to your training and you react, you know, whether they're launching missiles at you or gunfire or IEDs exploding, you know, you just react to, you stick to your training, you know, it's...
Did you ever rely on a translator for the military?
Yeah, all the time. Every mission we went on, pretty much, we had an interpreter with us. Whether they were an Afghani national that we paid to work with us, or whether they were, you know, one of our guys that learned the language, but we pretty much always had an interpreter.
How did you feel when they finally caught and killed Osama bin Laden?
I was actually in country while it happened. I was on my first deployment, and we didn't really have anything directly to do with it, but I do know that they picked up their attacks as soon as it happened.
Okay. How, if you had some kind of political control, what would you do about the state of the Middle East?
Turn it into a sheet of glass.
Explain your feelings about ISIS and what you feel should be done.
Well, ISIS is a group that likes to announce what they're doing. You know, rather than like the Taliban and the other groups we've been fighting who kind of hide and blend in with the population, ISIS seems to be more kind of in your face, which I think makes it easier for us. You know, if they're a uniformed army, it's going to be a lot easier to find them. So we'll just keep fighting until we win.
Okay. How do you feel about the way the media portrays the country, the media being like the news, and then how do you feel about how the culture, which is, I guess, similar, how do you feel about how both those groups perceive the military?
It's not accurate. You really don't know until you're there in person. You know, like there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that people don't know about, and whether people think that we're just out there, we're a bunch of bloodthirsty people trying to take innocent lives. A lot of people think that, which is not true. And a lot of people are just like, yeah, go kill everybody, which is also the wrong idea, I guess. But until you've gone over there and seen the evil, then nobody really has a leg to stand on.
Do you think that veterans get proper treatment when they come back?
Some do, some don't. A lot of people will not do their part. It's a lot of paperwork and stuff involved. And if you get back, you get out of the Army, and you don't apply for any VA benefits or anything, you're not going to get them. And then if you go and complain about it, that's 100% your fault. But if you are messed up and you do deserve benefits, you just have to put in the paperwork and stay on top of it. It's really on you.
What else do I have? Okay. Could you tell us a memorable story from your time serving, if one comes to mind?
One specifically? I don't know. I have a lot of stories I could tell you, but...
I don't know, just think of something.
I mean, in general, mostly the friends you make. You know, I've made friends that, you know, went to war twice and have known the whole time I was in, and just being deployed together, you know, you really get close and they're, you know, just become brothers. So it's probably my favorite part with the military.
If you could go back in time and then do this whole thing with the military over again, would you change anything besides the guns?
Not a single thing, not even that.
Oh, okay. Why did you leave, or did you just leave because your time was up?
My time was up, and it was time for me to re-enlist, and I just wanted to do something else, you know? I mean, I do love the military, I enjoyed the time I spent there, but just wanted to come back home and live a life, you know? A little bit more freedom.
If you think there is something wrong with the military, what is it, and how would you go about fixing it?
The military has become pretty soft, like, as the time went on, from when I came in to when I left, and hearing people tell me how it is now, it's become a lot softer, which I don't agree with. You know, it's the military. You expect to go there and, you know, get beat up a little bit and get treated like a private when you first get in, and that's the way it should be. That's the way it used to be. We should go back to that. Instead of now, where if somebody makes you do 25 push-ups, you claim that it's hazing and people get in trouble for it. That's stupid.
Do you feel like you helped anybody in Afghanistan by fighting there?
Yeah, we helped all kinds of people, you know. We would go out of our way to set up care packages for the villagers and stuff, you know. We'd bring them food, we'd bring them, you know, we'd offer them anything we could supply them with. You know, we tried to get along with everybody there. We weren't there to, you know, be the bad guys.
Do you feel like you may have left a negative impression on any large groups of people while you were there? I know you said you just helped people, but...
I mean, yeah, I'm sure the Taliban hates us, and I don't blame them.
Let's see, what else? What are you doing now?
Back to being a well-freed shell fisherman, just oystering mainly.
Oh, must be a pretty big juxtaposition.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit more freedom, you know. I kind of work my own hours and get to do what I want and be with my family, so it's pretty good.
Did you lose anybody you cared about?
Yeah, many.
Oh, dear. would you join again, and what would make you do that?
Yeah, if there was like a big war that broke out and they needed more people, I'd sign up again.
Okay. Crap. Is there anything in particular that you didn't like? Even like the most pet peevish thing?
Yeah, there was a lot of that. A lot of, hurry up and wait type of thing. You wait all the time and you don't know what you're waiting for. Things could be done a lot more smoothly, but as you rank up and you gain more responsibilities, you start to see why they are like that. It comes from higher up and it gets passed down, and sometimes, they can't be there to run everything the way they want to. So there's a lot of waiting around and stuff that you don't really understand, which gets annoying.
Let me see. Oh yeah. How do you feel about the Syrian refugee crisis, and do you think that, do you feel like one side is wrong?
They shouldn't come here.
That
At
they
all.
should come to the
I
United
don't think they
States?
should come to the United States.
Not even to Europe?
I mean, if they want to go there, that's up to their government. We don't control that. But if it was up to me, I wouldn't let them in.
Why wouldn't you let them in?
I mean, why take a chance? Even if, one of them is, ISIS is bad. That's too much of a risk. Why risk it? We won't get any gain at all by letting them in. But there could be downfalls.
So you feel like if, for instance, this one ISIS personnel managed to kill 50 people, but we let in however many thousand... Right. So with this long fighting in the Middle East in general that happened since, I think the 80s, if I'm mistaken, if I'm not mistaken rather, you feel like America hasn't done anything wrong, or do you think otherwise?
Well, we went over there for a reason. We didn't just attack them just to be bullies. We went over there after 9/11, and it's evolved since then. The same reason we're fighting then may not be the same reason we're fighting now, but we're over there going on missions, and our rules of engagement are very strict. We can't just shoot people when we want to. We have to wait until they fire first for us to react. So if they're not shooting at us, we're not going to be shooting at them. The war will end. It's kind of on their terms, but I don't feel like we're doing wrong by being there. We're there trying to support the country. Like I said, we helped out as many people as we could, but there are a lot of bad people there that don't want us there because they want to rule the place.
So the U.S. spends nearly half of its budget on the military. Do you feel like this spending is overspending? Do you think that every penny is used wisely?
What else are we going to do? Give it to the Syrian refugees? I don't think so.
Well, we could use it on stuff here instead of stuff over there, but that's putting my own stuff into this interview, and that's not what we want. Or that's not what they want. What else? Do you think that Russia poses a threat to us?
No. No, Russia's afraid of us. They don't have enough money to go to war with us.
Yeah. Do you feel like any place besides the Middle East poses a valid threat to the United States?
China. China does. They have enough people and enough money, and we have so many ties with them, we rely on them for a lot of stuff, which we shouldn't, but we do. So they would probably be the only country that I would think poses a threat.
What do you think about, why do you think do you think that we should remain in the Middle East?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, we've spent so much time, so many lives, so much money there. Why not stick it out until we get what we've accomplished, what we want to accomplish, which is we're still training the Afghan army and whatnot to fight for themselves. We're still there doing that now, so we're not going to pull out until we feel that they're capable of defending their own country and standing up for their own government. Until that happens, I think we should stay.
So you support that George Bush quote, "This will not be another Vietnam"?
Right.
Let me see. Do you think there is any kind of merit to leaving?
I mean, yes, we could pull out and nobody else would risk their lives. But at the same time, we've lost so many. We should stay there and do what we went there to do.
So you think after you've invested so much, you should see it all the way through?
Right.
Interesting. And finally, how long has this been?
Pretty much time.
Oh.
It doesn't have a timer,
Oh, okay. It might be like, that should be.
but we can edit.
Let me just think of one final question. Okay, I'm struggling.
How has your life changed since coming back?
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot more freedom. I'm really glad that I did what I did. I kind of changed my whole outlook on life a lot, and made me grow up a bit and see things differently. And I'm very thankful for it. And I like being back home, with my family and being able to do what I want and whatnot.
Have you learned anything from enlisting?
All kinds of stuff. I could go on for days about what I've learned, but in the grand scheme of things, in the bigger picture, it's just life lessons, just values is the biggest part, I'd say, that I took away from it.
Would you recommend to somebody to enlist now?
Absolutely.
Well, at least it certainly feels like it should have been enough, so thank you for letting me interview you, and in like a few weeks I will send you an official thank you card.
All right.
It's actually part of this thing.
All right.
Thank
All right,
you.
thank you.
See you later.
All right.